Welcome to The Big Story. Joel Senyunyi is my name. Now, not too long ago, Parliament did adopt a committee report on energy sector performance, and key thing therein, they want to send Umeme and Eskom packing. In fact, that was their resolution. Why? Of course, they're citing issues to do with the underperformance, irregularities to do with the concession. We want to talk a bit about this and how it affects you. The ordinary Ugandan, at the end of the day, you consume power. Some of you do not consume power. You should be able to consume power, but for one or two reasons, that is not happening as it should be happening. This morning, my guest, the CEO of Eskom Uganda, Nokwanda Mngeni. I want to be sure I pronounced that name right. Did I get it?
Close, very close.
Yes. Hey, you've given me a 70%.
Mngeni.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Not bad at all. Eskom, you've been around for 11 years now, and you are under fire. How are you taking this fire, for starters?
We're taking this fire as part of the stride. We have a lot of things that are going on. This being the 11th year, we also have to negotiate a tariff. That is due for submission. So our heads are down. We take them up a little bit to consider what is going on. But the one thing that we know is that at this point in time, no pen is on paper to say we must go. So we're looking at it in three ways. One, this parliamentary resolution can be adopted, in which case we have to go. The other one is that the concession agreements can be revisited to make them regular, so to say. The last one is that nothing happens. Whichever way that goes, we still have to do our work until that very last day. So we cannot afford to take our eyes off the ball. We have to keep our eyes on the ball and continue, because business continues. Whether we panic or not, you still want your power. And we have to do that on a regular basis in a consistent way.
Eskom is the largest producer of electricity in Africa, and it's among the top 7 utilities in the world in terms of power generation. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, here in Uganda, when you took over in 2002, Kira and Nalubale, which you took over, were generating 280 megawatts, and now it has plummeted to 140 megawatts. And you're thinking, wait a minute, these are the largest producers of power. What is happening?
That is exactly the problem, because that's what you think is happening. But that is not true. At the time that we took over power, it was never above 200. Actually, as we started the measuring, which is part of the contracts, the highest it's ever been was 265.
Okay, but now it's at 140.
We started seeing 280 last year when the lake levels were up. Yes, there is a decline. If I could show you a graph, which I can't show you right now, the decline happened in 2006. Why was the decline? The decline was a result of the drought levels, which did not only affect Uganda, but it affected the whole region. Because of the drought, the water ministry then came in and introduced water restrictions. Unfortunately, there is no way we can go above those restrictions unless the very same water minister is the one to say to us, you can, which they do from time to time.
When you were coming on board, the way it operates here in Uganda constitutionally, it's the Attorney General that's supposed to give a green light to government to sign a contract with companies like yours. But that is not what happened. It was a Solicitor General, and we are thinking, okay, you people seem to be operating here illegally. Why did you not follow the law?
Let me start by declaring that I don't even know what the difference between Solicitor General and Attorney General is.
Really? But you signed an agreement.
No, I don't. But having said that, we came in here thinking we're starting in January, but we had to get clearance from government. We only started on the 1st of April. Now, whether that was done properly by government or not, I don't know. But I know it came from government. Who did we sign the contracts with? We signed the contracts with government.
Eskom is having lots of troubles. In South Africa, for example, where your headquarters are, your new now acting CEO down there, a gentleman called Collins Majila, I hope I pronounced the name right. He's under fire to quit, albeit with several other challenges. We see you having challenges here. Is this the beginning of the end of this 91-year-old company?
I don't think so. Let's take your life, for example. Is your life always smooth? No, it's
certainly
not.
But when I get to points where everything is tempestuous, I begin to reevaluate. Maybe there are certain things I need to stop doing. There are certain responsibilities I need to cut off and bite off what I can chew.
There are storms in life. And as you walk through the storm, you need to evaluate, like you say. Am I going to go through the storm, or is this storm going to sweep me? Sitting here with you today, and I'll talk about Eskom Uganda, I will not talk about Eskom in South Africa.
Well, the headquarters, I'll just bring it in as an example as well.
I know. This is a storm that I believe will walk through.
Eskom has been around for 11 years, we talk about 11 years, and Ugandans are very disappointed. One, probably because they don't know much about what you're doing. You've had many times you being lampooned, you know, for work that should be done by UMEME, work that should be done by Electricity Regulatory Authority. And I would think for a while now, you've probably been very poor at your relations with the public, letting them know what your roles and responsibilities are, whether or not you are fulfilling them. It does not matter whether you're actually doing a good job in as far as what your expectations are, but if people do not know about it, that is very disadvantageous to your side. So do you take responsibility that, one, you've not done your public relations, as it were, real good. You have not been very accountable to Ugandans for that matter. And that is why, like you say, they might lampoon you for what burden you shouldn't be carrying anyway.
That accountability I take fully. And to address that, we have started an association of operators in the sector, and that is one of our objectives, to educate the public, because we believe that it's bigger than us as Eskom. It's something we need to do as a sector. We are an association of generators and distributors, but we want to work hand in hand with the regulator and the ministry as well.
When the Parliament did come up with this resolution saying that Eskom should be sent packing, people in Jinja, where you are based, said, wait a minute, these people have been very good to us. They help us with campaigns like HIV and AIDS, cervical cancer, etc., which is good that you should do that as part of your corporate social responsibility. But one wonders, wait, you are excelling in corporate social responsibility, and you seem to be performing dismally in as far as your primary role here in Uganda is. Why do you not concentrate on what you are best at?
Well, what you've just said is exactly the problem. People think that we have not performed. But if you look at all our targets, we've not only exceeded them, but we've been recognized for doing business the right way. We've done our business the right way. Let me give you an example. Whenever there's a shortage of power in this country, I talked about water restrictions earlier, we are asked to top up. Why would a non-performer be asked to top up? And even at the times that we're asked to top up, we top up. Our contract, for example, has liquidated damages. In case we say we're going to deliver this much, we don't deliver that much, we are then penalized. Liquidated damages come in. If you look at the 11 years that we have been operating, I do not think we even have 20 cases of liquidated damages. That shows you somebody who is performing, who knows what they are doing. The one thing we are guilty of, you said it earlier on, we don't publicize our performance, we don't talk to the public, we don't engage the public, we have not engaged the parliamentarians. That I take full accountability of. But in terms of when we started, I said that our heads are down. Our heads have been down from day one until now. Maybe to the exclusion of engaging the people that are our customers at the end of the day. That we have not done. And
you take responsibility. Now, your relationship between the rest of the players in the market, Electricity Regulatory Authority, UMEME and the likes, you people seem to be fighting at the top there. At the end of the day, what the person down wants is power that is available regularly, and everything done prudently. We are thinking, what is happening to you, the top dogs, as it were? Why do you not sort out whatever it is that you need to sort out? What we want is power.
Let me tell you, you talk about the key players up there. I'll talk about the customer, who is transmission. I'll talk about the regulator, who regulates all of us. If you talk to the regulator, they will tell us we are the best licensee in this country, without favor. If you talk to ETCL, they will tell you that we have done our job. So we don't have a relationship that is not in the right place. We're not fighting, but what is happening is that we are not informing the public. I'll keep on saying that. And UMEME has tried that. As Eskom, we have not tried as much as they have tried.
You have invested greatly, greatly over and over again. And one of Parliament's concerns is that what you are injecting into your business, as it were, we don't seem to see returns out of it. And they're thinking, this thing is not working. Why do you insist on it? And yet, it's clearly at the end of the day not profiting you, and if it does not profit you, who gets to suffer? Me and the rest of Ugandans. When some things do not really work, you drop it and say this was not good at all. Try something else.
On the 1st of April, we were 11 years. when we came in, we had a mandatory investment. Why was it mandatory? There were things that needed fixing. We fixed those. But as you fix these, especially with an old plant, and we've seen that to a smaller extent with a new plant as well, things are not working. So as things are not working, we have to fix them. That's where our investment is going in. And there's a difference. There's part of fixing that is ordinary operations and maintenance. There is fixing that is refurbishment. When it comes to refurbishment, that's the investment that we're talking about. Right now, I told you earlier that we're going into negotiations again. If you look at the amount, the areas that need investment, they are decreasing. That speaks to the effectiveness of our investment.
Your concession is meant to end 2022, assuming
2023.
2023, assuming you are not sent packing, as it were.
We'll be here.
Right now. You're very confident about that. Why are you confident about it?
We'll be here.
Why so? You seem to know a little bit more than we do, because if Ugandans are disgruntled, our representatives in Parliament are saying, no, this was not a very good deal, we need to see these guys off. But you seem very confident, and that might send suspicion out there. People are thinking, okay, what is going on that we do not know? Because you signed a deal with the government, the rest of us are onlookers. We are saying, we are tired of these people, but you're very confident. What gives you that confidence?
You made a statement that we have not engaged the public. We've learned from our mistakes. Right now, the decision that is at hand is 60 to 80% based on non-facts. If you look at the recommendations, there are about 6 recommendations that pertain to Eskom, and most of them are non-facts. Now, we need to furnish the facts without necessarily defending ourselves, to say, this is the finding, this is the fact. And we believe that whoever is the decision maker, when they look at those facts, they will say, wait a minute, this is not the right decision to be taken. There's nothing beyond that. It's just finishing the facts.
In your operations, you seem to insinuate that we are doing the very best that we can, and probably it is the other end, in this case government, that is not meeting their end of the bargain. Where are you finding challenges with them? What are they not doing that is impeding your work here in Uganda?
The one big challenge that we get blamed for is the water restrictions. We have a permit that is issued on an annual basis. And this permit is very clear in terms of how much water we're supposed to release. At some stage, though, the pressure would come to us, and then we would be the ones that are following up DWD. That has changed. Transmission now goes to DWD, and they come back and they tell us, expect something from DWD, go and operate at this level, which has happened. Now, if you look at, we've just looked at our performance, and we find that we've always, since 2003, been operating at about 10% above. Now, the question that we have is, why can't that be permanent rather than up and down? That is something that has to be sorted by government. We are ready to perform. We have the units. They are operational. You're
ready to perform. It's 11 years later and you're saying you're ready to perform.
No.
You should have said that 11 years ago.
We've said it. Believe me, we have said it. We have engaged, at least that part of the sector we have engaged. But we've kind of hit a wall as far as increasing the water restrictions are concerned. Now, when I say we are ready, should they tell us, for example, you can operate at 25% more than you're operating, we'll do that, because we have the capability. But our hands are tied. Your hands
are tied?
Yeah.
Well, on the assumption that you remain around for the next about 9 years, 2023, we hope you can deliver a lot more than you have delivered. You promise to, hope Ugandans get filled in whatever it is that you're doing. We need to know what you have, or what's happening on your end, so that we don't feel you are operating clandestinely. You are providing power for us. We need to know what's going on. But thanks a bunch for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you for having me.
It's been a pleasure. We'll take a quick break and get back with my opinion. Many Ugandans are not on the power grid, something that should cease to be the case. Of course, there's many players in this. There are those that avail the electricity, there are those that distribute it, there are those that generate it. At the end of the day, you and I want to have power, at an affordable rate. We want to make sure that you get the bills that you are meant to get, that are not in many ways altered and tampered with. We've seen very many complaints regarding our power generation, regarding the power sector in this country. So what are we saying? Umeme, IRA, Eskom, UETCL, and every other player. Can you get to the drawing board if you have to? Can you sit and see how you sort yourselves out? We might not care so much who is grappling with what challenge, who is having their work impeded. At the end of the day, the Ugandan wants power. Power that is available whenever they want it available. Power that is affordable to them. And they want to pay what it is that they have consumed. Can we do that? That's our big story for today. We'll be right back.